Hey, this is Alan Sarge. I've always thought of myself as a survivalist. I'm one of the guys who, when the crap hit the fan, I was going to grab my stuff and head into the woods. Leave me alone, I'll leave you alone. Live and let live. I'll just go into the wilderness and live off the land. Just don't mess with me. But then I got to thinking, have you noticed every state has limits on what you can hunt, on what you can fish? And the reason they do that is to try to maintain a healthy population of those resources. Because even now, they're very fragile. But imagine if there's millions, if not billions, of people displaced out there going after the same resources you are. Now, for me, it would probably take 4 squirrels a day to maintain my calorie intake and my protein needs. That's just for me. That's not including my wife and others around me. That's just one person. So, how long would those resources actually last? Not very long, I'm afraid. It wouldn't take long for us to put every one of those into extinction, never to return. So, a lot of my survival friends, they think prepping is goofy. They think it's funny. They look at these guys with these white buckets of beans and rice and wheat and dried goods and things, and they laugh at them. Well, what are they going to do with all that? How are they going to carry all that? Well, they're not, guys. They're going to stay home. They're going to stay in place. They're going to hunker down and defend what they have. I mean, if you think about it, they know where they are. They know the layout. They know the resources around them. So, prepping is definitely something that I'm rethinking. I do some now, but I'm seriously looking into upping my game a little bit because again, those resources will not last forever. So some of my survivalist friends and I have been talking, and we're going to start pulling our resources and start prepping in bulk together. Now, I'm not talking 200 or 300 people. I'm talking a small group, but enough that if we pull our resources and ration it and use it correctly and supplement it, we should be able to get by for quite a while. Not only that, but it increases our ability to grow gardens and process things like that. Now, preppers should still have basic survival skills. Purifying water. Your water bottles won't last forever, guys. Processing wood, knowing how to build fires, knowing how to start fires, because you'll still have to provide heat in the winters. You'll still have to have fire to cook on. So you need basic survival skills, even as a prepper. But running into the woods, to me, and trying to live long term really isn't feasible. There'll be landowners killing people for hunting on their land because they will consider those their resources. So that's a whole nother level that you have to look at. So for me, I think small groups prepping together and in bulk, I'm talking mass quantity, stand a far better chance than old Sarge here running off into the woods trying to fend for himself long term. Now, short term, you may get by with it if you're going from point A to point B and you've got things prepped there for survival. But as far as just going into the woods and living off the land, guys, those resources will be gone in no time. I mean, absolutely, probably within a year, you won't see a deer or a squirrel or a rabbit, and most of your smaller places will be completely fished out. Because when people panic, when it comes to food and people panic, they take everything. They want it now. They'll take stuff that they can't even use and it'll be wasted. So, to all my survivalist friends, you really need to think about the prepping angle over the running off and playing Daniel Boone. Now, that's just something I was thinking about. Again, those resources are very fragile now. Just imagine when millions, if not billions, of displaced people are going after the same resources you are, how long they won't last. So, I'm going to pick up my game when it comes to prepping. I'm going to get me some more white buckets and some beans and rice and dried goods and things of that nature and some seed to grow a garden. I'm going to start getting a little more in depth into my prepping side of this, even more in depth than I am now. But give me your opinion in the bottom. Tell me what you think. Do you think that prepping is actually the more preferable thing to do rather than trying to run off and live off the land? Again, you have to think about long-term resources. So give me your opinion. Tell me what you think. Because again, this is just my opinion. You can take it with a grain of salt. This is Howland Sarge. I'm out.